Very, very good morning, viewers. I'm Julius Chen coming live from Lira City. We are looking at the elections. We are still in the mood of election. Yesterday, we had the elections of chairpersons, the cities, the councillors, directly elected women and councillors. And today, we are looking at Apache district. And Apache used to be the stronghold of UPC, but it looks like NRM is taking over Apache in this election, which has just been concluded parliamentary. And this morning, I'm privileged to have Mr. Bernard Otim, who is MP-elect for Maruzi North. Good morning, Bernard Otim.
Good morning, Julius and viewers of NTV. Good morning, people of Uganda.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Bernard, tell me how you managed to sail through and won the election of Maruzi North.
Thank you so much for the viewers and for maybe the record. I'm Otim Bernard, the MP-elect for the people of Maruzi North County, found in Apache district. Julius asks a very interesting question and asks how did we or how did they manage to sail through this election, given the circumstances that surrounds our election every cycle that comes and passes. Well, it's first of all important to say thank you to God, because without God, nothing is possible. You know, our elections are very contentious. So God is always on the lead for those who believe in God like me, but also the trust that the people of Maruzi North put in me over time. It's important, Julius and viewers, to know that election is a cycle. It's not an event. It's on. For those who are interested and who know politics, should know that now that we are done with this election, we are already preparing for 2031. And so I started my mobilization quite early. In 2022, that's when I started mobilizing. I started connecting with the community. I became part of them. They became part of me. They understood me. And that summarizes how I managed to go through being a first timer in politics, being that person who was generally underlooked by many, including my own opponents. But God willing and with the trust of the people, it was possible.
Okay. Have you passed the election now? What plan do you have for people of Maruzi North?
It's very important for people first to understand what make Maruzi North before you can answer what plans. Maruzi North is a constituency found in Apache district, and it's comprised just like any other part of Uganda. It's entirely rural and also entirely composed of young people, majorly, with a lot of challenges: roads, infrastructure not doing well. Young people do not have employment. We do not have investments, for instance, in factories and the rest. So your question now comes in handy, asking what plans do we have for the people? Throughout my campaign, I moved and realized that we cannot do so much without getting people working. And when you come to Apache district, and particularly Maruzi North, which I'm now going to represent in the 12th parliament, you realize we don't have even a single factory. And yet we have people who are consuming goods every day. Maruzi North produces maize, is one of the greatest producers of maize and other cereals and food crops. But you realize we produce our maize and sell at a very cheap price, for instance, 700 shillings maximum. And the same people who produce this maize cheaply buy posho very expensively, about 3,000 shillings a kilogram now. And for us to end this cycle of high input costs and low prices for our products and produces, the only solution is to have industries placed in our communities, and that is growing agro-processing or value addition. That solves a number of problems. For instance, prices for our products and produces will go up, but we shall also be able to solve the challenge of unemployment for the young people, because we realize that most of our people have not gone so much with education, and therefore they're not really very employable in the white-collar job. But when you put these investments, the factories back home there, they will be able to, first of all, do their farming productively, and they'll be able to sell their produces in those factories. Okay, those who can be employed.
Government of Uganda, through NARO, they have instituted a project of crossbreeding of cows and goats in order to increase productivity of meat.
Yes.
How are you going to work on this to see that local people of Maruzi also benefit from this project using the scientists which government has put there?
Thank you so much. First of all, Maruzi North, which is found in Apache district, and Lao as a whole, was generally known for being animal keepers. We would keep animals, cows, for family and for domestic and commercial purposes. But over time, things happened and people lost animals. So it's important and for us to appreciate the effort of government to try to improve on productivity of our animals, the few that are still there, through Nagrik, that is in Maruzi Ranch, that is in the other constituency, but it serves the whole Lao district, the whole Lao sub-region, but it also serves Uganda, but in particular for us, the people of Apache. It is very important for us to realize that Apache and Lao is totally agricultural based. Everything is agriculture, and animal production is part of agriculture. So we would, in a nutshell, collaborate with government. Now that the service has been brought much closer to our people, we would encourage our young people to ensure that our local breeds that are there are getting that very much desired services from government, from the extension services, that we have the improved breeds of animal. You also realize that now we have the Ankole breed that has been brought on and other breeds. And so I'll be encouraging young people in collaboration with government to be taking interest in animal farming, because you realize other parts of this country, for instance, Western Uganda, they have really made a lot of money basing on investments in animal production and productivity.
Well, keeping that one there, I want to ask this question about there is oil palm plantation there, which is recruiting about 13,000 people locally. And how will you work with the investor to encourage them to put them into the oil palm economics by forming some cooperatives?
Thank you so much. First of all, it is important to thank the President of Uganda and the government for opening up the investment in Apache, the first of its kind in Lao sub-region and possibly northern Uganda. It's the only palm oil investment that we have. And also
thank you so much, Bernard. Because of time constraint, you cannot continue. Have to cut it short. Back to the studio, Julius Chen, reporting from Lira City. Good morning. Back to the studio.
Thank you.